So I've been thinking that maybe I should pay more attention to this channel. I tend to get focused on the writing work, life in and of itself, and I just forget that sometimes that this is here, and the next thing I know, 3 months have gone by since my last video. And I'm actually quite surprised that I still have 70 subscribers, which, to be quite honest with you, is 70 more than I ever thought I would ever have. And thank you very much, all of you, for staying with me. So what I'm thinking of is I'm thinking of backing up, if you will, starting over. Not completely starting over with a new channel, but just starting over again. Go back to the beginning, back to basics, if you will, instead of just, come on, hey, this is what I'm doing, bye. What I'm going to try and do on a somewhat regular basis, I hope, is to try and get videos up more on a more regular basis. I'm not gonna promise every week. I'm not gonna do that because I know it's not gonna happen. But I'm going to try to get them out every other week, every few weeks. I will try to be more regular. I'm sorry. So what do I mean by back to basics? I've got 12 books, and number 13 is ready to go. I published My Soul to Keep back in April, and I'm getting The Fast Fading Light ready to go. I've got a cover made by Get Covers that I really like, and I just have to put a blurb together, and then I should be ready to publish that. Then I can focus on getting book 14, Mnemosyne or Mnemosyne, or however that word is correctly pronounced. Ancient Greek Goddess of Memory. And I've heard it pronounced multiple ways. So, and I'll be focusing on that. I think it needs at least one more edit, then it should be ready to go. Then I have to talk to Get Covers about getting a cover made, because I have a vague idea of what I want the cover to look like, but I'm still working on that. And then after that, there's a collection of shorter works that I don't know what I'm going to do with right now, because none of them are long enough to be published on their own. 2 of them are actual legit short stories, less than 7,500 words, and I'm shocked as hell that I was able to pull off anything that short. So what I'm thinking of doing, like I said, is going all the way back to basics, to take a look at each of the books as each of the published books. Any, a review of the plot lines, what I was thinking, what I was trying to do when I wrote the stories, what I was hoping to accomplish. Did I think I accomplished it? And also maybe a few other things. I'm thinking of also doing review of fountain pens, and also trying to remove the word from my vocabulary. I have 2 fountain pens that I got for my birthday that I haven't used yet, but will be soon. So I just started using my prayer run. Next week will be the Metro, and then I go back to them. So yeah, it will be within the next 2 weeks or so that I'll be using those, and I'll probably do just a quick review of each of those pens and the inks that I'm using in them. And also I might start talking also about the books that I'm reading. That's one of the problems that I've been having lately. I haven't been reading as much as I should. I used to read 3 books at a time. Now I am having trouble focusing on one at a time. For example, I just sped through a book titled Maybe There. It was a look at some of the scripts for Space 1999. When especially for the first episode, what eventually was called Breakaway, the various iterations that led to that script, and then some other episodes, a couple that were filmed, one that wasn't, and then one that probably shouldn't have been because it absolutely sucked. It was a second season episode called All That Glisters. If you saw it, you know. There's also a look at the script for one of my favorite episodes from the series, called Dragon's Domain, and that when 14-year-old me watching that episode scared the living shit out of me. And it's still today is one of my favorite pieces of television that I've ever seen. So I might start, but that's, we'll get into that. Like I said, we might start talking about some of the books that I'm reading. What I'm of course still going on about what I'm currently writing. And since we're sitting here, what am I writing right now? Well, I've been focusing on getting Under the Dark of the Moon finished. I've only been working on it since 2008, so no rush. But yeah, it's divided into 6 books, 6 novellas instead of one huge novel, because I'm passing past 90,000 words. It will be the single longest work I will ever have written. It currently holds that position right now at 90-something thousand words. Let me see. So I'm focusing on that. I'm into book 6 right now, and it's coming along. I know where it ends. I know how it ends. I know part of what the absolute last chapter says. And then we start editing. How long is that going to take? Oh, man. Anyway, so I've been working on that, and I've also been working on a story titled Spiritus Mundi. It's about Carly and Murphy. It's told mostly from Murphy's point of view. Carly and Murphy, Special Agent Carly Nadrastia and her partner, Special Agent Murphy Greenfield, EarthGov Security Division 5. This is set in the year 2192, it actually starts on April 23rd, 2192, which is Carly's 20th birthday. Before we go any further, Carly is an enhanced human, genetically engineered to be stronger, faster, sharper senses, all that. She came out of her artificial womb. They come out of their artificial wombs fully grown. So, and then they start aging from there, and she's 20. I hadn't even thought about writing something about them. They've appeared in other stories. They were in Wanderer, for example, and of course On a Cold Wind. But I haven't written anything specifically about them in a while. So I've been working on that. It's I just got into, I swear, this is the absolute time. I'm on the 10th draft, and I haven't even made it I haven't even made it a third of the way through the story, and it's 10 times trying to get this thing going. There have been so many characters that have come and gone from this story, but just trying to get it done and get it going. I keep telling myself the first draft doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be finished, and well, yeah. Yeah. And that's kind of where I am with Under the Dark of the Moon. I did the same thing for a while. I mean, I wrote up to chapter 15, went back and started over again. So, but Under the Dark of the Moon is now at 96,251 words. At least that's what I have typed up so far. So I'm looking to get that finished. And then we can start editing. Like I said, it's divided into 6 books, so I may just concentrate on one book at a time, get each one ready to go, and then move on to the next. So I might do that. And editing, like I said, there's one more edit for Mnemosyne, and I'm also in the process of editing those collections of stories. There's 5 of them. Hang on, give me 1 minute. Well, there's missing lost hours from where, waiting, stick figures in the snow. There's 6 stories in there. 4 of them are Section Alpha stories. Those are the Section Alpha is a division of the United Nations that handles things that are out of the ordinary. Aliens, extra-dimensional beings, vampires, werewolves, immortals, mages, mystics, all that. They take care of all that. The Men in Black are technically part of them, although as some characters say, some of those agents play a little too hard on the Men in Black thing. It was actually first introduced in Upon a Far Distant Shore. Give me 1 moment here. Complete. Yes, right now that collection, it's in a they're all in collections titled the Section Alpha EGS collection. The other 2 stories in it are EarthGov Security Division 2 stories. In the 22nd century, there's 5 divisions in EarthGov Security. Division 1 is essentially like the Secret Service. They protect the President, the Senate, EarthGov President, EarthGov Senate, visiting dignitaries. Division 2 focuses on domestic affairs, and when I say domestic affairs, I mean anything that happens within the solar system, from Earth out to the edge of the solar system. That is where D2 works. D3 is covert operations. D4 is beyond covert operations. Their operations are so secret that nobody, not even people within division, will know anything about them. And then there's Division 5, which handles everything outside of the home system. So if you're on a colony world and somebody gets killed, you're going to get visited by a 2-agent team from Division 5. And that's where Carly and Murphy work. So the 6 stories in this collection, the first one's titled Stick Figures in the Snow. It tells the story of an incursion from an extra-dimensional race take over a town, and the fallout from that. It's interesting because it alternates between real life, the present day, and the main character's journal, and then ends, I hope, in a twist. I think it's a twist. Whether I pulled it off, well, that's what editing's for. The second is called Lost Hours and is the first and only alien abduction story I have ever told. We'll leave it at that. From where The only thing I'll say about that really is that it's a little bit of a twist on the urban legend, the man from Torrid urban legend, if you know anything about that. So it's a twist on that. And again, I think I end this with an interesting twist, but who knows if I pulled it off. 4 is Waiting. This one I hadn't, up until I wrote Waiting, I hadn't really focused at all on the werewolves in my fictional universe. I have Under the Dark Moon, which is focused on vampires, but it doesn't really say anything about werewolves, even though there are a couple of werewolves as characters. They're not the focus. Waiting is the story of a married couple of werewolves, and it starts. There's 4 parts, 4 sections to it. 1 and 3 are told by the perspective of Special Agent Janice Mendoza, and 2 and 4 are told from the point of view of her husband, Special Agent Raul Mendoza. Then we jump ahead to the 22nd century and the Earth of Security stories. The first one is In a Mirror Looking Out. It's the story of Special Agent Deborah McNally, who's a courier with Division 2 and apparently a murderer, which comes as a shock to her. And finally, there is The Hour of the Wolf, which is a sequel to Stranger. It's the same characters. It's now Special Agent Denise Bell and her partner, Special Agent Nicola Baldwin, and is another assignment from that Denise and Denise has to handle. It's another undercover story. I think if I do tell another story about Denise and Nicola, I might have it be. I'll probably be more of an investigatory story than another undercover story, because Denise, as it turns out, she doesn't like being undercover. She does it because it's part of her job, but it's not her favorite assignment. So that's where that is right now. I have some other ideas bouncing around in my head. One is that another story about Denise Bell and Nicola Baldwin. I also have one that popped into my head recently, I should say. I was thinking of adding a character by the name of Bob to Spiritus Mundi. I eventually stopped doing that. I think that was draft 9, I think. I don't remember. They blur together. But Bob was a character from On a Cold Wind. He was the enhanced soldier that Carly worked with. And I kept asking myself, because I ended it with him, the story ended with him going off on what probably would be a journey of self-discovery. I kind of have an idea, although it's changed a bit, where he ends up, and I just haven't gotten around to thinking of it. So I'm thinking of writing that. The first title that popped into my head was "And My Name Is Bob." Then it kind of morphed into a cantasil for Bob. So that's bouncing around in my head also. I'm trying not to start anything new because I'd like to actually get some more things finished. Because it's kind of hard, especially when I'm editing. Because I try and do it in a week, because just like with the writing, I have to work around my work schedule. I work a full-time job Monday through Friday, and it's a good job, and it's not that stressful, and I work from home, so it's not that bad. But usually, I get off at 6:30, then I have to make dinner, then I have to clean up and all that, and then generally by 10 I can think about writing, and then sometimes by 11 I'm falling asleep. So So yeah, so I'm trying. So I try and get my editing done in a week if I can. Sometimes it stretches. So so that's uh, so that's where we are now. And so if I have a lot of things like the 6 stories, since I'm not 100% certain what I'm doing with them right now, they will be in a collection, but I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, or if I might just wait and see if I can turn out some other shorter works that I can add to it, make it a little bit longer, like something, at least maybe a couple stories, so it's at least as long as Campfire Stories or A Bright Symmetry, where there's like 7 or 8 stories in it. So I don't know. I don't know right now. I mean, it's nothing. Nothing is really a rush, which is the great thing about being a self-published author. I publish on my schedule, and I just realized I didn't turn my light on. Oh, that's okay. I got my nifty desk lamp. So yeah. So that's where we are right now. I'm going, like I said, I'm going to try to get things to get back on track and try and put out videos on a little bit more of a regular basis. Again, I appreciate the 70 of you that have stuck with me through my extremely long gaps between videos. So I do really appreciate that, and I hope going forward I'll be able to turn out something that that you might find interesting on a regular basis. So that's about it for now. And again, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, if there's anything you want to ask me, or if there's anything you want to know, please feel free. And remember, we are each of us the heroes of our own stories and the villains of someone else's. This is the way. Take care, guys.